Camera angles are the secret sauce of visual storytelling. We don't just see the world at eye level, we look up and we look down. And sometimes we see things from perspectives that don't even exist in real life. But here's the problem. When you ask AI for a specific angle, it often ignores you or generates something weird. You want creativity, but you don't want to lose control. Hi, I'm Lin. Welcome to Linspiration. I help creative and business master generative AI without losing their soul. Today, I'm going to show you how to control your camera angle precisely the way you imagine them by using the right prompt. Alright, let's establish a baseline. I'm going to generate a standard image first so we have something to work with. This time, I want a very specific scene, so I describe the main subject in detail, what she's doing and how she's interacting with the environment. I'm using the Nano banana to create this image, and I think it did a great job recreating exactly what I had in my mind. Now, we've got our basic scene. I'm going to start playing around with the camera angle. Let's dive right in and break away from the standard eyes level view. Because the basic scene is already well generated, it's not necessary to describe what's in the image all over again. It's actually better to use the same image as a reference and focus only on what is going to change. Now, since we just want to focus the angle, focus the description on that is enough. This gives us a nice overview, but let's push it a little further. You will notice I also mentioned the shot size. You can always mix in the shot size to deliver the exact image you need. Because sometimes when you move the angle, the original shot size might not be the best fit anymore. If you want to know more about shot size, you can check out my previous video. I will put the link down below. Alright, now the high angle image is quite good, but I want to move the angle a bit higher to get rid of the building behind her and just focus on the lady and four monsters. So I add shot from above looking down and no background buildings or horizon visible. Now the angle is exactly what I wanted. Okay, we've seen the high angle. Now let's flip the script completely. For the next shot, I want to make the character feels larger than life, more dominant. To do this, I'm switching to a low angle shot. But simply typing low angle can sometimes result in generic tilt. To be precise, I add from the ground looking up. This forced the AI to place the virtual camera right down on the floor. This changed the relationship between the viewer and the subject. Instead of looking down on them, we are literally looking up to them. Now, let's get a bit more cinematic. I want to create a very specific artistic look that you often see in movies. I am asking for a knee-level shot, but the secret sauce here is the lens choice. A long telephoto lens, 200mm. Why 200mm? A wide lens expands the space, but a long telephoto lens does the opposite. It creates visual compression. It makes the background look huge and pulls it closer to the subject. I also want to add depth by framing the shot through the lady's legs. By specifying that her legs are in the immediate foreground and heavy blurred bokeh, we create a natural frame that forces the viewer's eyes directly onto the monster in the back. It turns a simple shot into a dynamic, layered composition. Since I'm moving in for a close-up, I have to be careful with the lens choice. If I used a wide-angle lens here, her face would distort, her nose would look bigger, and her face would be rounded. That's why I chose portrait lens, 85mm. In photography, it is the gold standard for faces. It gives that creamy, blurry background to isolate her expression. Next, let's try a 90-degree top-down shot. I'm being very specific with the 90-degree keyword here. Why? Because if you simply ask for top-down view, the AI often cheats and gives you a standard high-angle shot where you can still see the background. I want the camera positioned directly above the character's head to capture what is sometimes called bird's eye view. By forcing this strict 90 degrees angle, we remove the horizon entirely and turn the image into a flat, graphical look and feel. However, I don't want to just looking at the top of the character's head. So I also add the lady and four monsters are looking up to the camera. This ensures we maintain eye contact and emotional connection with the subject, even from this extreme vertical angle. Finally, last shot. I want to create a sense of intimacy, like a selfie. I'm calling for a high-angle POV shot. POV stands for point of view. It's like we are seeing through her camera lens. Here is the trick. If you ask AI for a selfie, it often struggles to render the arms holding the phone, resulting a rendered camera in the image. To avoid that glitch, I describe the vibe rather than the action. I ask for the intimate, handheld feel, and add without visible device in the frame. This tricks the AI into giving us that personal selfie angle, without the mess of a badly rendered device. There you have it. We took one simple scene, a girl and her monsters, and completely changed the narrative just by moving the camera. If you leave the angle vague, the AI will default to what is safe or common. But as we saw today, adding specific keywords like 90 degrees, from the ground looking up, or specifying lens focal length gives you back the control. It allows you to tell the story you want to tell, not the one the algorithm guesses for you. I've listed all the prompts we used today in the description below. Copy them, tweak them, and see what kind of perspective you can unlock. And if you felt a little lost when I start talking about 200mm lens or bokeh, make sure to check out my previous video. It's the perfect companion to this video and will help you master the technical side of these prompts. If you found this helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe. I'm Lin, and I will see you in the next one.